Massive games coming at you this weekend over in Italy with Internazionale taking on current table toppers Napoli, that's right. Who will get the upper hand? We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match day number 12, that's right, over in Italy, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Serie A is right here under one rooski. What other heavyweight? We've got some other cracking games on our agenda, including a bit of a derby over in Turin, that's right, as Juventus will host Torino, who, of course, will get onto it. We'll take a look at that in a second, of course. Again, if you're new, smash your subscribe. And a big shout-out to the Patreons. And, of course, a big shout-out to the members. That's right. But before all that, let's recap what went on last time around. Alrighty then, folks. Now, a bit of a disclaimer here. I'm actually recording this ahead of a lot of the games. That's right. In fact, I've only got one confirmed fixture result, and that was, I think that was Lecce's surprising win. Surprising loss, over Bologna. 1-0 winners in the end, which I got spot on the nose. As for the rest, I don't know. I am recording this ahead of time. I'm going to try and get all my videos done and dusted before I hit the road here. So, yeah, I may have updated the scorelines. I may update the table, but it's going to be a bit of a condensed video here. So, yeah, take a look at the screen right now. This is where the results will be, hopefully. And, of course, this is what the table will look like. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, my, oh, my. What I can guarantee you is that Napoli will remain dip at the top of the table, no matter what goes on, of course. But will there be any movement? We shall see about that. And again, no update with the Super Brew because the games haven't taken place. But this is the link, so keep on doing your thing. Alrighty then, folks, here we go with, of course, a look at the next round of games. And again, we're not going to be doing the flying overhead because I am trying to get all these videos done and dusted. So we're going to start with a trip to Genoa. That's right, coming at you on the 7th of November. And again, the form will be a little bit skewed, but I'm going to read it to you as it is, which of course is prior to the majority of these games. So Genoa coming in is on 20th in the table with just 6 points for the campaign without a win in the last 9. They are rock bottom up against the Como side, desperate for a win themselves, of course, without a win in the last 4. Now, they have played 6 times since 2001, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws, with the last match at this very venue being a 1-1 draw back in November 2022. In fact, it's actually been back-to-back draws when these two sides last played. It was actually in the 22-23 season in Serie B. Of course, with the last victory being an away one for Genoa in Como. And again, we've got no odds, so we are going to be, it's pretty raw, these predictions, but I'm going to go with a surprising 1-1 draw on this one, which all eyes on it are the Luigi Ferraris. Next up we go, and it will be Lecce. They're going to be taking on Empoli. That's coming at you also the weekend. That's on the 8th of November, coming at you over at the Via del Mare. Lecce under Luca Gotti, again struggling all the way down to 19th right here as a recording. Just 1 win in the last 6, because Empoli winless in 5. Now, they played 14 times since 1998. We have 3 wins for Lecce, 5 wins for Empoli. There's been 6 draws between the two sides, with the last match at this venue being back in April 2024. It was a 1-0 win for Lecce. We've only won once out of the last 6 against Empoli. Of course, we've got a decent record against them. Empoli into 12th under Roberto Di Aversa. And of course, but they are winless in 5. They have a record of a 5-1 win against Lecce in recent years, but Lecce have got the most recent win on their belts on this. Difficult one, again, could go either way, but I'm leaning towards a shock home win for Lecce to start climbing up the table, playing Empoli at the right time. Let's go on forward then to Venezia as we look forward to that game coming at you on the 9th of November. That's right, Venezia hosting Parma over at the Stadio Pierluigi Penzo. Venezia with Eusebio Di Francesco in the helm there. Back-to-back games unbeaten, again, prior to the weekend's games. Up against Parma, draw kings right now, drawing 5 of the last 6. They sit 13th right now, of course, having played Venezia 17 times since 1998. 3 wins for Venezia, 9 wins for Parma. There's been 5 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue is a 3-2 win for Venezia. In fact, the away side hasn't won this game since Parma beat Venezia back in September 2017. That was in Serie B on this one. But it is another difficult one to call at the Stadio Pierluigi Penzo here. Going to go with a 0-0 draw, all even Stevens here, coming at you this bloody weekend. Let's kick on forward then to where are we going now? We're going to go Cagliari. That was AC Milan. Also on the 9th of November, Cagliari under David Nicola. They are 16th with back-to-back defeats again prior to the games of this weekend. Milan, though, under Paolo Fonseca sitting in 9th 14 points to the name. Now, they played Cagliari 49 times since 1993. We have 3 wins for Cagliari, 34 wins for AC Milan. There's been 12 draws between the two sides. Of course, Cagliari, though, what are we looking at? Without a win against them in at least the last 6. Actually, AC Milan won 5 on the bounce against their opposition. They've scored 12 goals against them in the last 3 matches. So they'll find it difficult to get the W here. Cagliari's last victory, in fact, is a 2-1 win at this very venue way back in May 2017 against their opposition. And prior to this, and of course prior to the weekend's games, they hadn't scored a goal in a little bit. The other Uniport don't master this one, but AC Milan should win this one, despite on a bit of a bumpy patch this season. 2-1 win for them on the road. Where we go now, we're going to that derby that I mentioned. It is over in Juventus in Turin as Juve will host Torino at the Allianz Stadium now. Juventus coming at you 6th in the table as of recording, 18th for the 18 points right now. Just 1 win though in the last 5. Up against Torino, just 1 win in 6. They sit 10th, 14 points to the name under Paolo Vanoli. Thiago Motta at the helm for Juventus. Now they have played 42 times since 1993. 29 wins for Juventus, 3 wins for Torino. There's been 10 draws between the two sides. Juventus do have a 5-0 win against Turin on their record. Of course, that is their biggest when they've scored 82 goals against them, averaging 1.95 goals a game. Torino, though, do have a 2-1 win against them, 31 goals scored against Juventus over the years, 0.74 games on 0.7 goals on average. Last time they played, it was at Torino. It was a 0-0 draw. However, Juventus are unbeaten against them over the last 6, if not more than that. They're coming into back-to-back clean sheets against them. I think they'll get the winner as well here. I think there might be goals in it as well. 3-1 winners. Juventus taking their points on their own backyard. Let's kick on to the 10th of November. It's Atalanta. They're going to be hosting Udinese coming at you at the Guais Stadium. Atalanta, 92% form for them right now. As of recording, 3rd in the table, 19 points to the name. Up against Udinese, who are sitting in 7th with 16 points to the name. They are on 50% form right now, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. Now, they played 55 times, these two clubs, since 1993. 18 wins apiece, and there's been 19 draws between the two sides. Atalanta do have on record a recorded 7-1 victory over Udinese. Meanwhile, their opposition have a 5-1 win over Atalanta on the record. They've scored 73 goals about Atalanta, averaging 1.33 goals a game. As for their opposition, 67 goals scored on against them, 1.22 goals a game on average. So lots of goals in this over the course of history. But of course, they're coming into this on the back of a 2-0 win last time around at the Guais Stadium back in January 2024. I think a repeat is on the cards here. Atalanta with the W, 2-0 winners, taking the clean sheet and moving the chains, of course. Fiorentina next. They're up against Hellas Verona in a busy old week with, of course, European football up in action. Where are we? There we are, coming at you on Sunday, November the 10th. That's right, Fiorentina sitting in 4th of the table as of recording. They won 6 on the bounce, 100% form for them. Up against Verona under Paolo Zanetti, just 1 win in the last 6 matches, 14th in the table. They got 9 points for the campaign. They played each other 31 times since 1996. 17 wins for Fiorentina, 7 wins for Verona. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Last time they played at this venue was a 1-0 win for Fiorentina, who've only lost once out of the last 6 against them. And that last loss, or that one loss, was the last time they played, and it was in Verona back in May 2024. Not this time at the Stadio Atamento Franchi. Fiorentina will win it. Going to go with a 2-1 win at home at the Stadio Atamento Franchi. That's right. Into the last 3 is Roma. It's Bologna. It's coming at you as well on the, what we're looking at, November the 10th. Roma, under Ivan Juric. They sit in 11th with 13 points to their name. 2 wins in the last 6 matches up against Bologna on 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to coming at you. They played 49 times since 1996. 25 wins for Roma, 11 wins for Bologna. There's been 13 draws between the two sides. Roma do have a record of a 5-0 win on their books against their opposition, Bologna, who only have got the highest scoreline 3-1 win against their opposition. The bookies on this one, though, we have got no bookies, but the most recent match at this venue was a 3-1 win for Bologna, who did the double over Roma last season, and in fact are unbeaten against them over the last 3 and just lost once against them in the last 6. I think Roma will win this. I know Juric is under a bit of pressure right now, and I think he'll squeak out a 1-0 win to remain in the hot seat in what's going to be a busy week for both clubs with European football on the agenda. Into the final two, it's Monza up against Lazio, which will be a bit of a spicy one, I can imagine, over in Monza. Of course, Alessandro Nesta, they're in charge. 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. Sitting in 17th and 8 points to the name. Against Lazio, good form right now, winning 5 of the last 6. 83% form for them right now. They sit 5th, 19 points to the name. Now, they've played 5 times since 2006. They have no wins for Monza, 3 wins for Lazio. There's been 2 draws, of course, between the two sides. They last played at the Stadio Briatano back in May 2024, and it was a draw. In fact, both games, both home and away, ended up draws last season, but Lazio are unbeaten against their opposition in the last 5 matches. I think that will continue into the last 6, and I think Lazio look good right now, and of course could be even an outside challenger for those Champions League spots, and maybe even more than that. 2-1 winners for me for Lazio over Monza. And then, of course, what we've all been waiting for. It's the mouth-watering classic. Second place Internazionale up against Napoli, who are top bloody bins. They have played 53 times since 1993. 23 wins for Inter, 17 wins for Napoli. There's been 13 draws between the two sides. Simone Inzaghi's Inter, 92% form for them right now. 5 wins in the last 6 games, just the 1 draw. Blip in their resume. Napoli, though, 6 wins on the bounce, 100% form for them, and look pretty A-OK. Last time they played at this venue was back in March 2024. It was a 1-1 draw. Inter have actually unbeaten against Napoli over the last 3, with a couple of away wins in Naples. But of course, last time they played at this venue, it was a 1-1 draw. So Inter, just a 1 loss against them. Of course, this is a spicy one. Of course, I'm a big believer in Antonio Conte. I think he's the best coach in the game in Italy, and I think that will continue in this game. And a spicier one at the Giuseppe Meazza. Going to go with a 1-0 win on the road. Big win for them, guys, to maintain and even extend their lead at the top of the table into another weekend games. Make sure you get your picks in as well using the link. And again, I do appreciate your loving on the channel. It is a bit mad right now because we are hitting the road very, very soon all over the place. So the games are coming thick and fast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the like. I'll catch you guys later. Until then, we're done.